Embarkation Day, the moment you've been waiting for. The time has finally come to get on board your beautiful cruise ship. But are you making it a little more difficult for yourself than it needs to be? Possibly. Today I'm going to give you 5 tips. 5 tips that the pros use to make Embarkation Day that much easier. Josh, welcome back again today to share with you another video, another cruise tips video. Today, like I said, we're going to be discussing Embarkation Day. Of course, that is the beginning of your cruise. That is when, you know, all the fun and the excitement that you've been waiting for is building up to this point. It's time you step on board and you see your beautiful, gorgeous cruise ship for the first time. And I feel like, actually I don't feel like, I know, I've seen it, I've heard it, you guys have wrote into me, I've personally seen and watched you on the ships. You guys tend to make it a little more difficult than it sometimes needs to be. So I've come up with 5 tips today to share with you, some tips that the pro cruisers use, myself included in that, to kind of make Embarkation Day just that much more streamlined, that much simpler, and it really does make for an overall stress-free day, I feel. So tip number 1 that I'm going to throw at you is definitely going to be, do not be in a huge rush to get on board, okay guys? Your cruise ship, it is not going anywhere until later that afternoon, so there's no need for you to arrive to Port of Miami at 8 a.m. when they haven't even begun the zone disembarkation of the previous cruise, okay? All you're gonna do in that case is you're gonna sit outside the terminal with your luggage. They're not even gonna collect your luggage yet, should you be giving it to a porter. So you're just gonna sit outside of the terminal for like 2 hours. And then you're gonna go inside the terminal. And you're gonna sit inside the terminal for another 45 minutes, an hour. So there's no point in you trying to rush on board. Some cruise lines, such as Carnival Cruise Line, you know, they even have zone numbers or arrival appointment numbers that you need to follow. You know, for example, they'll say arrive between 11:30 and 12:30, and so you can arrive, you know, around that time, and it usually makes embarkation that much simpler. Not only that, but let's say that your embarkation time is, you know, 12:30. Well, definitely boarding is going to have begun by then. You still don't need to arrive at 10 a.m. folks. You don't need to do it, because unless you're a platinum, diamond, or faster to the fun on Carnival, or, you know, relative to other cruise lines, you're not going to be able to go to your stateroom. That's across all cruise lines. No cruise line, when you get on board, will your stateroom be 100% ready most of the time. Most of the time, they're going to have you wait until 1, 2 o'clock, and then they're going to go ahead and open up those staterooms for you. So you can't go to your stateroom. All you can really do is go have lunch, unless you pack a specific bag, which we'll talk about in a minute. So, tip number 1 for you, definitely don't be in a rush. Have you a nice breakfast in your embarkation city. Maybe go out if it's in Miami, explore the town, see what there is to offer, maybe do some local shopping, go ahead and get a souvenir checked off the list for grandma, okay? But don't be in a rush to get on the cruise ship. Gonna be my first tip for you. Tip number 2. Number 2, very, very important one. I think this causes a lot of stress for people, and that is going to be, do not eat on traditional Lido or the buffet deck, whatever deck that is on. Don't eat on that, if at all possible, on Embarkation Day. Now you're gonna say, Josh, that's where all the food is, that's where I'm going. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That is where most of the food is, okay? But, for example, recently I was on board the Carnival Sunrise, and just up one deck, Lido is deck 9, up one deck, deck 10, where the specialty Italian restaurant was. You guys may have seen it in the cruise vlog recently, but they actually have a free pasta bar, if you will call it, up there for lunch. Like I said, completely free. And it was really, really, really good pasta. Not only that, but a lot of cruisers did not even know that that area was up there yet with table seating. So, you know, while they were cramming in down on Lido deck, we had this nice, open, uncramped seating up right one deck up on deck 10. So I would suggest that you maybe take 2-3 minutes before you go get your plate, get in line for the buffet, and find yourself a seating area that's maybe not on that traditional central Lido buffet area. It's gonna save yourself a lot of stress and a lot of hassle trying to fight over chairs and tables. Number three on ways to lower your stress level for embarkation day. Folks, this is a big one. Avoid the midship elevators if you at all possibly can. Those midship elevators, they are going to be packed because all of the first-time cruisers, that's going to be the first elevators that they see. 9 times out of 10, you'll board the cruise ship midship. And so that's where everybody's gonna go. Everybody with mobility issues, you know, they're gonna go there as well. So those elevators tend to get really crammed really fast. Additionally, oftentimes that's where the luggage is loaded, is the midship down on deck 0. So some of those elevators may not even be working for guest use. They may have commandeered 1 or 2 of those elevators for luggage transportation use. So in that case, you're cutting down on the available elevators even more. What I would suggest doing when you get on board the ship, go to the left or go to the right, okay? But make sure you go to the forward or aft elevators. Typically, those are not gonna be nearly as busy. It's just a quick walk. You'll get to explore your ship just a little bit right there as soon as you get on board. And then you can head up to Lido or your stateroom should it be ready, or wherever you know, your journey would take you. But avoid those midship elevators. Definitely gonna lower your stress levels on embarkation day. Tip number 4 for ways to lower your stress levels on embarkation day, make embarkation day that much smoother, is going to be pack embarkation smart. Pack embarkation smart. Now you're gonna say, Josh, what does that mean? What that means is, folks, if you are not planning to give your bag to a porter, that is the guys that stand outside the cruise terminal, they're gonna take your luggage and they're gonna put it on a luggage rack and they're gonna make sure that it gets over to the ship employees, and the ship employees will then transfer it on to your stateroom. If you are not giving your luggage to one of those guys, you're carrying all of your luggage on board, make sure that you don't pack 10 pieces of luggage. Because, as we just mentioned in previous tips, it's going to be very crowded until those staterooms get opened up, okay? So you're going to have to navigate all of that luggage throughout the ship, throughout the Lido deck, throughout wherever you go, and then you have to keep track of it as well, should you know the kiddies want to go play in the pool. Well, somebody's got to sit at the beach chairs with those 10 pieces of luggage while the kiddies go play in the pool. So what I would recommend is you go ahead and turn that luggage over to a porter, but maybe you keep one bag, maybe a duffel bag, and over the shoulder, maybe even best would be a backpack. You keep that with you and you put all of your important stuff like your passport, your important medications, maybe a swimsuit would be something good to add to that bag. You never know, maybe you know, you get on board, you're feeling a little hot, you want to take a dip in the pool after lunch. Go ahead, by all means. But you put that stuff in one bag, carry it on with you, and give the rest of your luggage to those porters. That way they can take care of the heavy lifting for you. That would be a big tip. Tip number 4 of things to lower your stress levels for embarkation day. And then tip number 5, guys, the last tip for you for ways to lower your stress levels for embarkation day, make embarkation day go just that much smoother. This one's a huge one. I see tons and tons of people every single cruise not follow this one. Do not go to guest services right when you get on board. Don't do it. Do not do it. I know. Yeah, you want to add money to your onboard account. You want to do this, you want to do that. This wasn't right, that wasn't right. I get it, okay? These guys are human beings just like you and I. They're gonna make mistakes just like you or I, or maybe you just need to add something to your account. Totally understand. But wait until later that night, or maybe even the next morning. Guest services line tends to be very low, especially like after the show time, you know, like around 10:30, 11 o'clock. That's when it usually starts to die down at guest services. So if you go during that time or later, you usually will not have a line. It's not gonna be stressful. Like me personally, I had to take care of something one night on the Carnival Horizon, I think. And so I ended up going at like 11:30 around that time, you know, that evening. No line, walked right up, and this was in the regular line, not the Platinum and Diamond line, the regular line. Walked right up, spoke with the agent, got my issue taken care of, and I was on my way. But folks, let me tell you, you definitely don't want to spend your well-earned, well-paid-for vacation standing in line at a guest services desk. So wait, take care of that stuff when it's not busy. It hopefully is not gonna ruin your cruise vacation to just set that aside, come back and take care of it when it's not so busy down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there you go. There is 5 things that I think that you guys should definitely be doing, considering taking note of for your next cruise for that embarkation day. It's gonna make it go, like I said, a whole lot smoother, hopefully a lot less stress-free for you, and you can get to what's important during that time, and that is, of course, chillaxing and having fun. Guys, listen, if you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to hit that like button right down below and share this video with a friend. Leave me a comment in the comments section. What is a good tip that you have for somebody for embarkation day that maybe we didn't discuss in today's video? If you're brand new here and you have not already subscribed, go ahead and consider hitting that subscribe button right down below this video for cruise tips, cruise reviews, and most importantly, cruise vlogs. We stay happening with the cruise vlogs around here, and I do hope that you guys enjoy them. Listen, that's gonna do it for this video. Until the next one, my name is Josh. It's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun. We'll see you real soon on the high seas.